candidates for graduation in the College of Fine Arts, Architecture, and Design. Please rise as I call your respective degree programs. Madam President and Chief Academic Officer, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Industrial Design, Bachelor of Science in Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Interior Design, Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Advertising Arts, and Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Painting. They have been recommended by their respective faculty after having completed all the requirements prescribed by this university, subject to the confirmation of the Board of Trustees of the university and the Commission on Higher Education. Please be seated.
Dean Oscar V. Golmatico of the UE College of Business Administration, Caloocan, will now present their candidates for graduation.
Candidates for graduation in the College of Business Administration, Caloocan. Please rise as I call your respective degree programs. Madam President and Chief Academic Officer, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, Bachelor of Science in Accounting Technology, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Business Management, major in Financial Management, major in Management, major in Management Accounting, major in Marketing Management. They have been recommended by their respective faculty after having completed all the requirements prescribed by the university, subject to the confirmation of the Board of Trustees of the university and the Commission on Higher Education. Please be seated.
Dean Veronica N. Elizalde of the UE College of Business Administration, Manila, will now present their candidates for graduation.
Candidates for graduation in the College of Business Administration, Manila, please rise as I call your respective degree programs. Madam President and Chief Academic Officer, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, Bachelor of Science in Accounting Technology, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Accounting, major in Business Economics, Business Management, Economics, financial management, marketing, marketing management. They have been recommended by the respective faculty after having completed all the requirements prescribed by the university, subject to the confirmation of the Board of Trustees of the university and the Commission on Higher Education. Please be seated.
UE President Esther A. Garcia will now confer the degrees upon the candidates for graduation. All graduates, please rise.
By virtue of the authority vested upon me by law and the powers delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of the University, and upon the recommendation of your respective faculty and dean, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have duly qualified, together with all the responsibilities, rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining, subject to the confirmation of the Board of Trustees of the University and the Commission on Higher Education. You may now transfer the tassels to the right. Parents and faculty, please rise. Parents and faculty, congratulations to all of you. Congratulations.
Dean Veronica N. Elizalde of the UE College of Business Administration, Manila, will introduce our commencement speaker. My apologies, graduates, please be seated. Please, everyone, please be seated, sorry.
UE President and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Esther Albano Garcia, UE Chancellors, Dr. Linda P. Santiago and Dr. Sosimo Batad, fellow deans, other academic and administrative officers, faculty members and employees, parents, guardians, relatives and friends, special guests, our commencement speaker, and to our fresh warrior graduates, good morning. I have the honor of introducing our commencement speaker for this morning. Like you, fresh graduates of the various UE colleges, he is a UE alumnus. Our commencement speaker recently retired from China Bank as president and Chief Executive Officer after 42 years of service, including 19 years as EVP and COO, and as such, had been a driving force behind China Bank for many years. After finishing his bachelor's degree in business administration, major in accounting, cum laude, from UE in 1971, he joined SGV and Company to start his career in accounting and audit. He went on to obtain his master's in business management degree from the Asian Institute of Management in 1975, after which he joined China Bank. Our commencement speaker combined his very hands-on approach to business and management with his long-term strategic view that is a hallmark of his leadership. He was responsible for crafting China Bank's mission statement, while he is widely recognized as visionary in the bank's transformation and technological advancement. In his leadership roles as COO and later President and CEO, our commencement speaker oversaw the most rapid expansion in the bank's history, from only 148 branches in 2007 to 596 by 2017, a fourfold growth. He was the key architect and implementer of the bank's dramatic expansion, which started with the 2007 acquisition of Manila Bank, now known as China Bank Savings, or CBS, and of which he continues to serve as chairman of the board. China Bank expanded not only in terms of branches or distribution network. New businesses were set up, including a very fruitful bank assurance partnership with Manulife. His legacy and significant contributions are not confined to China Bank alone. He is widely respected in the banking industry by his peers and regulators alike, having served as a director of the Bankers Association of the Philippines, the Philippine Clearing House Corporation, the company that processes our checks, and other industry associations. He has made several significant contributions to the banking industry and to the country that may not be unbeknownst to us. He was one of the founders and incorporators of BankNet. In his various roles as BankNet Director, Chairman, Vice Chairman, and President over 27 years, our guest speaker was a source of technical expertise and a model of hands-on management. His quiet but steady hand in balancing the interests of the numerous member banks earned him the respect of peers and regulators alike. For his leadership and accomplishments, our very special guest has been recognized by prestigious award-giving bodies. In 2016 and 2017, he received the award for Asia's Best CEO in Investor Relations in the Philippines from the Corporate Governance Asia in Hong Kong. In 2016, he was recognized at the Asia Pacific Entrepreneurship Awards, an honor not usually given to the banker, but accorded to him for China Bank's consistent record in supporting entrepreneurs. For our commencement speaker, the terms good governance and transparency are not just buzzwords, but a way of life. Under his leadership, China Bank has had the distinction of being the only publicly listed company in the Philippine Stock Exchange and being among the top 5 among 260-plus listed companies for excellence in good governance for 6 straight years, from 2012 to 2017. The only bank to do so in each of those 6 years. This recognition on good governance was also given to China Bank by international bodies such as Global Banking and Finance of London and Capital Finance International UK, among others. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially the graduates of class 2018, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you our commencement speaker, Mr. Ricardo Racimo Chua.
Thank you for those very kind words of introduction, Dean Veronica Elizalde. For a while, I was worried that the introduction is longer than my speech. Madam President Esther Garcia, Chancellor Linda Santiago, Chancellor Sosimo Batad, Dean Veronica Elizalde, Dean Oscar Gulmatico, Dean Evelina Vicencio, Dean Celino Santiago, other administrative and academic officials, our beloved teachers, and graduates for 2018. Good morning to all of you. First of all, let me congratulate all of you for completing your college education. You and your parents deserve our admiration because of the 2.2 million who start in grade school every year, only about 26% eventually obtain their college degree. May I ask you to stand up and give an applause to our parents. You may sit down now. You are now part of the 26.7, representing the finest men and women who will lead us in building a better country. Today, I thought of sharing with you stories that helped me in my journey we call life. Looking back, I thought it is very important that one has to have a clear purpose in life. In my case, as a young student like you, my purpose then was simply to fulfill the dreams of my parents, that our generation will be better than theirs. Since I did not want to break their hearts, fulfilling their dreams became an emotional and powerful driver that kept me going even in the face of adversities. As I graduated and faced the real world, I learned early that wisdom cannot be told. Schools provide us the basic tools, but you have to continue searching for wisdom. Dig deep into the vast information at your fingertips and explore opportunities tirelessly. Test your theories, make mistakes. Believe me, the mind is a wonderful platform that can weave all this experience into new learning. As my role grew bigger in China Bank, new lessons were learned that I took for granted in the past. For example, in the graduate school, they taught us to have audacious plans, to walk tall and carry a big stick with confidence. They also told us that the size of your financial assets and cash flows will determine the future of your company. From all my years of banking, looking at financial statements, I can assure you this is not even close to the whole story. In China Bank, I realized it is neither your authority nor the figures in your financial statements that will define the success of companies or individuals. Rather, it is the intangible qualities that matter most. It is the quality of your leadership, the passion and commitment of your workforce, the values you live by, the ease of your customer engagement, the way you care for your people. These are the qualities that will make the difference. They will earn you the things that truly matter in life: respect, trust, and credibility. Above all, I learned the power of humility. It may sound ironic to you now, but it is humility that defines the most admirable kind of leader. It is not necessarily the most brilliant mind that changes the world, but those who are humble and dependable, those who roll their sleeves and don't mind sweating to get things done. And I tell you from experience, the UE graduates are able to do that. In China Bank, I was very lucky to have learned this from my mentor, a Shanghai banker par excellence, who taught me the values I had to embrace as a banker. He related to me that when the socialist government took over China and they closed all the banks, he was in tears watching people who were suddenly unable to withdraw their hard-earned money. He said this was practically robbing your community and taking away even the future of their children. He vowed never to allow this to happen to China Bank. So, ladies and gentlemen, in China Bank, this has become the philosophy we live by. We will not take any unnecessary risks for profit. We believe in principled banking and in making profit with honor. When in doubt that a transaction adheres to these principles, we are willing to walk away. These principles are ingrained in our institution because we know that these are the same principles that will allow our business to endure the test of time. This may sound simple, but life will constantly throw challenges and temptations at you. It is absolutely crucial that you know what values you live by and that you are able to draw the line when it is called for. It is armed with these values that I urge you to bravely march out of here and create something meaningful. As you move on to the next steps in your life, I encourage all of you to participate and support business in the creation of wealth. For it is wealth creation that we can provide better future for the next generation. Again, as a banker, I've witnessed the creation of businesses from humble beginnings. It is totally wrong concept to think that you need ample capital to start developing your business. More than capital, it is your boldness in seizing opportunities and the discipline you adhere to in pursuing your dreams to the end that matters most. Great opportunities do not always come in the form of big ideas. To prove this, let me tell you some small stories. Many of you have been to a potato corner. They are selling only French fries. Do you know that this business today has over 1,000 outlets, including almost 40 outlets in the US and other countries? Of course, we have more glamorous example in Chooks to Go. Do you know Chooks to Go? Because it belongs to a big conglomerate. But they started with the simple idea of oven-toasted chicken for take-home. Today, they have more than 1,600 shops all over the country with sales of over 6 billion. There are thousands of other successful stories, but I'm telling you this to show you that you don't have to be a genius or a big startup to succeed. I started working as a banker in my early 20s because, like many of you, I needed to earn a living for my family. I grew passionate about the industry, and I was always excited by the opportunities one can only see from the lens of a banker. However, as a young boy, I had secret passion for big trucks and equipment. I had always been inspired by how they literally moved mountains in my hometown. As a banker, I saw all the value being created by these companies, and I was excited to create something of my own. Thus, on my weekends and during my free time for the last 40 years, I quietly worked on my own business, driven by the trucks and equipment that I love so much. It started as a hobby that has grown modestly into companies for my family. It taught me that if you discover something to be your purpose, it becomes easy to devote yourself in creating value towards that. But you can only do this if you choose a job you are passionate about. Believe me, if you love what you are doing, it will not be anymore a job. It will be your passion. It will be your life. Even with these success stories, I believe many of you will choose to work for companies a few weeks from now, which is really the best way for you to develop your skills. I actually have the same message for you. Support these companies in the creation of wealth. Wealthy companies will mean bigger pie for all of us in the long run. Find a company you can be proud to work in and treat it with ownership as if it is your own. I have always taken the view that if you treat your company as your own, you will always give your best. And even when you make mistakes, those mistakes are forgivable because, like an owner, you have the interests of the company at heart. For those of you in the College of Fine Arts, I urge you to use your creativity, not only to strengthen our identity and culture as a nation, but more importantly, to strengthen our values as a people. For example, The subject matter of your work should not be centered on romance and love stories. Why can't we create stories and visual works depicting our heroes in the Marawi Siege? After all, they made the ultimate sacrifice, and we must honor them. Why can't we capture in a canvas the struggles and sufferings of those Filipinos who have less in life, so that we can captivate the heart and imagination of a nation? And for those of you who wanted to become educators, I laud you for choosing this profession. It is said that teaching is the mother of all professions, because it is you who shape the minds and values of our children. Teachers are the reason why we are all standing here today. Why don't we give another round of applause to our teachers? After all, it is you who make us dream to become doctors, engineers, architects, lawyers, bankers, businessmen, or unfortunately, sometimes politicians. It is you who create creators. Indeed, you are the most important pillar in preparing our youth for the future. So go out there and tell them inspiring stories. Let these stories be a life-changing encounter for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you today to ask yourself, what kind of impact do you dream of making? Your world is so different from the one I grew up in. Even in banking, I witnessed firsthand the evolution of technology. Indeed, technology has reinvented the way we do business. It has made all of us better connected and better informed. Consequently, it has brought tremendous efficiency to the new economy. Today, you will find your companies no longer be just competing with local players. It will have to face competition all over the world. It is therefore imperative that we must continue to learn and improve our skills and competencies in this field. There is no doubt that technology will continue to disrupt and wipe out all business models. This will be the norm of the new economy. It will no longer be about fixed assets or tangible structures. Your world will be about ideas and your courage to take risks on those ideas. You therefore must be ready to ride through the chaos they will create. You must be equipped not only with the skills to create something new that will shift the market, but also the resilience to stand up and try again if you fail the first time and the second time and the third time. Your world will be changing much faster than mine. The good news is that technology will open up thousands of new business opportunities for you. It has become the greatest equalizer of modern time. You must be ready to keep up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new economy. Welcome to the digital world. Of course, whichever path you choose, you will be facing storms, you will taste defeats and failures, like I did. But do not be disheartened, because it has been proven that failures are supposed to teach you lessons and make you stronger. I remember the story of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. He said after graduating from college, like you, 21 of them applied to work at KFC. 20 were accepted except him. And according to him, he was turned down because of his unique look, meaning he did not even have a normal-looking face. But his failure made him more determined to succeed, and the rest is history. In my office at China Bank is a painting of a ship docked on shore. It says, a ship is safe in a harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. Let me repeat. A ship is safe in harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. So, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to sail out there and explore the new world. Do not hesitate to face the challenges you are about to encounter. Indeed, as they say, life is an incredible show. Our country's GDP is now growing beyond 6.5% annually. If we succeed to bring this up to 7% in